Hey, my YouTube family. So, whew, I am bringing you Basketball Wives. And as far as I know, this the finale. It may not be the finale. Who knows? They may chop it up and say a part B, a part whatever. But as far as I know, it could be something that was saying that it was gonna be another part to this in August sometimes, the 6th or the 8th or whatever. But I'll keep y'all updated. Cause I don't know. But I know that this episode was pretty good. So we're gonna start it off, and it just goes to them, going and leaving from Hawaii and getting back to LA. And it just flashes to 3 days later. And then Ty, Evelyn, and Jen, they meet up to discuss Hawaii and, what happened, between Jennifer and not Jennifer, between too many J's too, between Jackie and Chantel. And Ty said, who does that to their child? She said, it's just beyond me. And then, you know something, Ty? I said the exact same thing. I said, who does that to their child? Okay. And then Jen said that it's 3 sides to everything. So she just pretty much, because Jen, she is more Jackie's friend than anything. Even though she called her long head, long face. And then Chantel called Denise and Brittany about what transpired with Jackie. And they was talking and all that. And just chatting it up. The little 3 is 3 of them, 3 real friends. And I said, okay, I guess they okay enough friends. Okay. And then they called, Chantel, and baby Noah was in the background. And then they were saying, oh, he's so cute. And he is adorable. She has a beautiful son. He is just the cutest little baby I've ever seen. And then Jen goes to Jackie's room. And here you go. Her home. She goes to Jackie's home. See, they in LA now. And then Jackie said that she owes Jen an apology. And Jen said that, because I was wondering, what did I do? How did I get in it? That's why I was like, well, how did Jen get in it? With her having her long head and all this and this. How did she get in it, Jackie? How did everybody get into it? And then she apologized to her. And then Jen says that she invited everyone to her movie premiere. And then Jen tells Jackie, and Jackie says that she is about to go on a date with her husband, a viral date, virtual, whatever, because he ain't there. I'm like, okay, girl. All right, Jackie. I understand. I guess when me and my boyfriend get married, me and my fiance get married, then I guess I'm gonna be just like that, like Jackie is. But she doing too much in this show. And then she goes to the restroom, then says that Brandy may be cheating on her husband with me. I'm like, wow, very, very big way of deflection. And then Jen was asking her questions about how does she feel about what happened with her and Chantel. Jackie wasn't trying to say nothing. I mean, she deflecting and she talking about the rumor with Ming and Brandy. I'm like, and honestly speaking, it's gonna come up a little bit later, but Jackie is the person that started it. However, Jen did repeat it. Yeah. And then she said that she invited everybody to her movie premiere, and then, you know, it was so much deflection from Jackie's part, and I'm like, okay, Jackie, oof. And then Krishna and Jen, they arrive at her movie premiere, and Ty shows up at Jen's opening, and Ty said that, I wonder, does Jackie have some color on today? Because, you know, she always wear black. Just a little shot or a poof of color. And they was about to just run Jackie down, I assume. And then Jackie do come with the green jacket, just a little color, just a tad bit of color just sprinkled on there. And then black pants, like she always do. There ain't nothing wrong with that. She said that's her favorite color. It is what it is. And then Evelyn's time. And it's like, every time someone asks Jackie, has she talked to Chantel, and Jackie dips off. Because they asked, has she talked to Chantel? Ty asked, has she talked to Chantel? And don't you know, Jackie did a 180 and she dipped. And she said she had to go to the restroom now. And then the movie name is Shatter. And I said, I'm going to be looking for that, because, you know, Jackie is actually in it. And from what I saw of Jackie, she looked like she was doing a pretty good job. And then Jen, it's her movie. And I said, okay, I will watch that. And Jackie's she's in the movie now. And she's supposed to be in the restroom now. And then, why out of nowhere, she texts Jen, and she says she's not feeling good, and she gone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for real, Jackie? What is it that you don't want to say? Okay, it's beyond me. It behooves me. It's beyond me. That's rich people problems down up in LA. I can't try to figure it out, even for my review. I can't try to figure it out. And Jackie said that Ming and Brandy are having a relationship. And I said, I wonder why she would say something like that. And then just leave. And then Ty said that she wants to know if Ming is telling the truth. And Ming leaves. And Ty says that Ming is a whore. She called her hoe. I said, oh no. So Ming a hoe, according to Ty. And I'm like, but fire back. Ming said that Ty was a hoe. I said, so we got two different types of hoes. We got a hoe that dresses in gentlemen's clothing, Ty. And then we have a hoe that dresses in short attire. And that's Pretty in her pink dress. I said, okay, Ming. So y'all just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You know, I have to put this on because, you know, I be feeling like I'm going to have to, you know, go there with these people that's in this review, that's in this show. And I'm like, and that was some hoe stuff. I said, oh, wow, she done called the lady a hoe? Okay. And I said, all right. And then Ming invites, you know, she finally invites everyone. She wants everyone, as Jackie, some questions. And she said as soon as Jackie comes, she got some questions to ask her, first and foremost. Because she got some stuff, you know, she got to pick her brain about a few things. Because she been doing a whole lot of talking-ish. And I'm like, Jackie, I think, baby, you old enough to, I think you can be everybody's mama on this show. Except for Evelyn. And except for Jen. They're a little seasoned. But, girl, don't do that. Don't do that, Jackie. Ooh. And then we get to Chantel, Denise, Brittany, and Jen. And they all meet for drinks now. You got them people. Chantel, Denise, Brittany, and Jen. And see, this when it got spreaded. Because that's when she was having that talk. That very talk about Brandy Ming being in a relationship. I'm like, girl, oh my Lord. I said, oh, Jesus. I said, don't do that. Do not do that. And now, get this. Ming's mama likes Ty. And so, Ty, Ming, and her mom. And then, of course, since she liked Ty, then, she was going to be in attendance. And she was just so floored and be fun. She said, here go Ty, acting like a kid. She said, well, she said this to me. And Ming, well, she did this and she did that. And I said this. And then her name is, now, hold on. Her name is Vicky. Mama Vicky, she all right with me. She can be a mama that I can hang with and I'll let. Because she just was like, pretty much like, what the hell is going on? And she asked Ming, she said, well, what did you do? She asked Ty, and what did you do? Pretty much asking what did they do to cause the rift between them and all that stuff. And Ty said, well, she was in a relationship. I said, a relationship? Oh, you gonna tell her mama like that? I said, don't do that, Ty. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. And then Ty, her mama is cool as I don't know what, and she like Ty, and she just she said that she want them pretty much to get back together, because she said, I like you, Ty. I said, I bet you do. And she cool, and she calls Ming. She said the threesome, she said, oh, so that's the freaky ish that you into, Ming? And then Ming said, well, then she invites her, Ming, to Ming's event. Now, Ming's mama invites Ty to her event. However, it's Ming's event for the flat iron. Some good flat irons too. I said I about need to see what her information is so I can get me a good flat iron like that, because I ain't had a good flat iron in a long time. That's what her stuff was. That was her event, to sell those nice flat irons and all that stuff. So she didn't invite Ty to the event. And me, Ty gonna come. Because Ty was like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, Mama Vicky. And she was drinking. She was drinking that wine now. And she was really feeling good. It says, you like threesomes? You do that? You's a freaky bitch. I said, ooh, Mama Vicky. I said, well, Ty, I guess Ty get it from somewhere. Not Ty. I guess Ming get it from somewhere, because Ming is outspoken just like her mama. But her mama was cool. It wasn't no disrespect or nothing like that. Her mama was cool in that scene. And then Ming's first event with Electra Heat. And then Evelyn shows up first. And then Denise and Brandy show up. And you know how Evelyn is. Evelyn's like, well, I don't really get along with Denise. And I don't really get along with Brittany. But you get along with Brandy. But you don't get along with the other B. You get along with Brandy. But you don't get along with Brittany. You get along with Brandy now. But you don't get along with Brittany. Probably because Brittany be putting her in her place. And rightfully so. And then Jen goes to sit with Chantel and Denise and Brittany. And then, Evelyn was up there. She was feeling some kind of way. And she was like, are you sitting over there? So you sitting over there? So you sitting over there? And I'm like, And then Jackie riding in her car in black and says that pretty much she is ready. And I'm really thinking that Jackie is coming to this event, y'all. And I said, she be playing in people's face and all that stuff. Because I'm like, oh, lady, don't play games like that. Okay? And then Chantel said that she's supposed to come soon. And then Chantel hit her, hey, I'm here. And I thought that was Jackie too. I thought that was Jackie too. And then it goes to Jackie. And she riding in the car. And she talks to her assistant, Andrew. And she say that she is on the way to Sacramento for Dougie's birthday. And I found out, y'all, Dougie is Doug Christie. She called her husband that. And I found some information there too. So she said she ready to go to Sacramento King for her husband's birthday. And I'm like, well, girl, go ahead on then. Goodbye. And Brandy, now you know, Brandy have all the gumption. Because Brandy, she confronts Jen about spreading a rumor. And then Jen says, I apologize. You know, I got a voice. I apologize. I really do. You know, she'll be twirling her hair. I apologize. I really do apologize for spreading and talking about the rumor. And I'm like, okay. That was quick and simple. She apologized. She ain't prone to not apologize. And then Evelyn and Brittany, they get into, my head. So she couldn't wait. So Evelyn, she picks and chooses who she want to battle with. She not into it with Jen no more. She into it with Brittany. And she done told Brittany that about her saying that they are low vibrational. And I said, but y'all are low vibrational. Y'all's attitudes are very low vibrational. She was just speaking the truth. So Evelyn, now you mad at Brittany, not Jen no more. That's why I said, and give it time, because the last little section that they gonna have on this show, she gonna be mad at Jen again. And it's just funny how she can, cause she said in her confession, I can definitely coexist with Jen, but I can't with Brittany. I'm like, girl, shut the hell up, okay? And I'm like, it's like, she said, and then Brittany got her good. She said, who is more knowledgeable? You or God? You or God? She ain't like that. And she said, you bitch, da. I'm like, Evelyn, please. You're my mother's age. I'm just saying. You too old, baby. And she didn't call her out. And she said Evelyn still be on OnlyFans. I said, oh, Lord, not OnlyFans. What she be on there doing, Brittany? And then she just sat there and tried to blast Brittany and all that stuff. And I said, if Brittany really is on OnlyFans, I said, I bet you she's doing very good on OnlyFans. How about yourself? Because you're old, dry, and decrepit, bitter woman. You're pretty, Evelyn, but you are. And then, hold on. Evelyn she done got off Brittany. And then she said something to Chantel. So you're going to be siding with her? You're going to be siding with her? Chantel says, she is my friend. And I said, yes, she her friend, Evelyn. So, yes, ma'am, she is going to side with her friend because, my girl, you are not right. And she can be the age of Shanice, your daughter. So, girl, hush and be quiet, okay? And Chantel says that, you know, pretty much it's just up and stuff. And don't you know Evelyn got her tail up and she left. She said, so this your friend? This your friend? This your friend? This that? Shut the hell up, Evelyn. We know this, okay? And Brandy and Evelyn, they leave now. They at this good event now. And then Jen leaves and say that she is good. And she said if she's never felt so good, she just feel more refreshed and she just feel good about herself and how her life is turning out. And I said, go Jen. Because I always liked you, Jen. You just didn't speak up for yourself enough. And you just kind of went with the flow and all this stuff. But I said, you will probably get a little bit more, you know, boundaries and stuff. Because she wasn't doing it with Evelyn now. she was able to, like Evelyn said, oh, I can coexist. I said, I bet you can coexist for that paycheck. Okay, Evelyn, you ain't slick. We know. That's why you're going to coexist. That's why you be showing up at these events, because you know that you need the money. Miss OnlyFans at 50 plus years old. And then Chantel says that she is very grateful for the friendships that she built, and she takes accountability for where she went wrong with her mom in Hawaii. I said, okay, go Chantel. I'm glad that you said that. And then I'm sorry, y'all. I always laugh at Jackie. Now, this is the last part. And Jackie is very happy. She said, I'm very happy that my husband is now officially head coach of the Sacramento Kings. Guess what, Jackie? I knew that, girl. I knew he was the, assistant coach, but you just let me know, girl, that he is officially the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. I said, now maybe they about to start winning now. And Facebook, I keep saying Facebook. Y'all gonna have to stop me from saying Facebook. But YouTube family, that was Basketball Wives. And it was a finale. Some sort of a finale. Or whatever. They panned up the stuff, and then Ming and Ty, they pretty much agreed to be friends. And they were sitting down with each other and talking to each other. And I said, oh, I like that. I'm glad. I'm happy for y'all. But see y'all later, YouTube family. This was the pleasant review of Basketball Wives, the finale. I believe it's the finale. Like I told y'all, if it's not, then I'll come back to y'all and give y'all an update. But this was an enjoyable video, and I want y'all to do me a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.